hope you are staying home and always have a yoga mat on standby so you can practice anytime you like to. Today, I would like to cover a little bit more on chest opening, some shoulder stretches, and maybe work up to some back bends. So the purpose of it is actually to create more spaciousness within you on a physical level, and hopefully that physical openness will help to build up into something that helps you to release any tension in the mind as well. Okay, so we'll start off the practice with some shoulder stretches. So you can take a strap or anything that's string-like. Okay, just something is taut. Okay, then you put it about shoulder width apart, match it against the tops of the shoulders, pull it taut, and then just keeping a soft knee stance. Okay, outer hip width is fine. Then you can raise your arms overhead and down. You feel like you want to lift up through the shoulder blades with elbows soft. You can even match it with the breathing if you like to. So the inhale helps to lift, the exhale helps to lower. A few more times like this. Inhale to lift, exhale to lower. Keep the neck, jaw soft. I'll show you my side profile. Two more times. And then you take the same strap, okay, the same width, take it to the back. So you lightly feel like you squeeze the shoulder blades. Same, okay, you pull the arms back and up and down. So the tendency is wanting to go more, and that's where you resist that tendency. Okay, keep the neck, jaw soft so that the chin doesn't jut forward. Then you just lift up to where you can. So same thing, we're going about 15 to 20 reps. So inhale to lift and exhale to lower. You also keep the wrist stable instead of rolling the wrist all around. Just a few more times. So I also have to remind my shoulders to relax. And then release the strap. Take the strap on the longer end. So now it's much wider. You also let it be taut. And then you can roll it back just to where you can and forward. Roll it back. Feel a little stretch across the chest and forward. Back. Just breathe and forward. Maybe take it to the right side. And down. Right side. And down. Right side. And down. Take it back up through center. Take both hands over to the left side. Then left hand pulls back. Then right arm moves. So a few times feel like you are taking the top arm over and across the top ear. Feeling a little chest stretch. And after a few times, you can take the arms all the way back. If you get stuck somewhere in the middle, okay, either pull the strap longer or just stay there, okay, at the max point that you can get today, and just stay there and breathe, making the pose more accessible to you with time. And then from there, you can take the strap to one side and just roll the shoulders back, create some space, and roll the shoulders forward. It'll be lovely to lift the shoulders and drop them, lift the shoulders and drop them. Then just take a comfortable shoulder width or hip width stance. Take a moment. You can close your eyes and find your ground. So let yourself take a few moments quiet. Feel how the jaws, neck and shoulders are a little bit more relaxed. As the body quiets down, tune into your breath. A gentle inhale and exhale that will go with you throughout the whole practice. Feel the inhale brightening you up from inside. Feel the exhale soothing you. Inhale feels bright and lovely. Exhale feels deeply calming. Inhale again. And exhale. Reach your arms all the way up overhead. Take your hands to your heart center. Set the intention for your class today, knowing that today's focus is chest opening, some shoulder stretches, some back bends. Let yourself breathe well all through these poses. Gently open your eyes. Let us begin. Namaste. Come towards the top end of the mat. We start with some flowing sequence. Okay, so your feet comfortable, hip width distance apart where you feel stable and when you display the normal spinal curves. Then from there, you can reach your arms up. Take your hands to heart center into Namaste. Inhale, reach your arms up, maybe backwards. Hands to heart, forward fold at the hip. Hands on shins, a flat back, long spine today. Slight bend your knees, fold your belly on top of your thighs. Allow the shoulders to relax, the fingers to just lightly tap on where they can go. Then from there, look forward slightly, open your arms, come up to mountain. Then hands to heart, Namaste. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold. Hands on shins, flat back, long spine, arms, legs back are straight. Slight bend your knees, allow the belly to stretch on the thighs, and the focus is mostly on the lower back for now. But if you can, slowly start to bend one knee at a time, stretching out the back of the legs. Maybe you have been sitting for a while today, so it's nice to let it go. Then bend your knees, see if your belly can go closer to your thighs. Some of us can start to squeeze the legs a little bit straighter, but hinge forward so that buttocks come on top of the ankles. Feel free to use blocks if you need to. Over strong feet, your hands can come on hips. Inhale, slowly hinge up to stand. And hands to heart center. That was your half sun salutes. Moving on, inhale, mountain. Arms can reach forward or outwards. Exhale, fold forward. Fingers beside your toes, your right foot lunge back, back knee down. Take your fingers on the ground and just lightly stretch your chest and belly out. Lift the back thigh, press the hands, left foot step back. Come on tiptoes on all fours. Then from there, you can point or tuck the toes. Stretch your belly, your chest forward. Tuck tail, hunch back, chin coming close to your chest. Point tail, stretch belly and chest, looking slight forward. Tuck tail, you hunch your lower, your middle and upper back. Inhale in cow pose, moving the spine. Exhale in cat pose. Inhale to cow. And exhale to cat. Look slightly forward, tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Same pattern of the heels up and down. Bicycle out your legs. Then from there, raise your heels, come on tiptoes, knees down, toes back. Sit your buttocks back as you try to keep your hands where you had them just now. Snuggle your buttocks towards the heels, getting a nice, lovely stretch through the lower back area. Then from there, walk your hands closer together. Feel a light squeeze of your arms next to your ears. Drop your elbows to the ground as you can. Maybe stay here, just relax the face and the jaws, or interlace your fingers and put your elbows on the ground as you lift your fists overhead. Stretch your forehead forward, getting a little bit of armpit going towards the tops of the knee. Feel a light stretch coming through the underside of the arms, armpit. Relax the jaws. Take your fists down. Take your hands separate to where you got them from. Come back onto hands and knees. Then this time, stretch your right leg back, push down through the big toe mound and push back through the heels. Look forward, getting spinal length. Lift the right thigh off the ground, toes pointing back. If you find very good balance today, your left arm will go forward. Extended cat. Otherwise, keep the left hand down. Curl in, forehead to knee. Extend out. Curl in, forehead to knee. Reach out. Curl. And out. Curl. And now find the extension, find the balancing, and then reduce tension anywhere that you feel unnecessary. Then take the hand down, take the right foot step all the way between the hands, back thigh lift into a high lunge. Then stretch your chest forward, rocking the weight from front to back, over the fingers, over the toes. Getting the knee on top of the ankle and drop the back knee down, toes point. Stretch your chest out, lengthen. Press down the fingers, you can look down for extra support, lift the back thigh, shift weight forward, left foot step front. Then exhale, fold your belly onto your thighs, forward fold. Maybe some of us, the legs gradually get straighter. The ankle down the feet, hinge up, inhale, come up through mountain or slight back bend. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, coming through mountain. Exhale, forward fold. Fingers down, left lunge back, back knee down, crescent. Toes can point or tuck at the back. Feel the jaw soft. Fingers press down on blocks or ground, lift the back thigh, slide back, downward facing dog. Second time in down dog, then where you get your palms about shoulder width or wider, feet about hip width. Slide bend your knees, shift your buttocks back, and keep your ears next to your upper arms to where you can. Breathe. Bend the knees, get the thighs and buttocks back like you're sitting on a back wall. Take a moment. Some of our legs will go straight. Come on tiptoes, knees to ground. Toes back, sit the buttocks back towards the heels. Extended child's pose. Same thing, breathe. Take your hands this time all the way to your right side. Left arm stretch a little longer. Left side waist gets long. If your butt cannot get all the way down to the heel, that's fine. Just do to where you can. Come back through center. Both hands walk over to the second side. Your right arm go for a further reach. Relax the jaws. The ear can rest on upper arm. Come back through center on hands and knees or fours. Then from there, lift up the left leg straight, tuck the toes under. Stabilize your right shin, maybe right toes or right front ankle on the ground. Once you feel stable, lift the leg up hip level. Right arm go forward. Undulate. Round your back. Inhale, stretch out, extended. Exhale to curve. Inhale to reach. Exhale, curve. Inhale. Exhale, curve. And inhale. Find that balance. Breathe. Release finger tension, jaw tension. Hand down, left foot step between the left hand. Back thigh lift, high lunge. Lean the weight forward and backwards on fingers and rolling over the tops. The ball of the foot. Getting a little mild stretch across the frontal hip on the right. Come back, knee on top of the ankle, back knee down, stretch out the chest. Shoulders have the tendency to bunch up, keep them away. Lift the back thigh. You can always shift a little bit more forward. Then take the right foot step forward, fold into your leg, standing forward fold. Keep hands on ground, hands on blocks. Just fold in to where you can. Anchor down the feet. Strong legs, you roll your pelvis over your legs, come up through mountain. Then hands to heart, Namaste. Inhale, mountain to the sky. Exhale, forward fold at the hip. Fingers down, right lunge back, back knee down, crescent. Press your hands down, left foot step back, downward dog. Toes pointing ahead, raise the heels. Inhale, shoulders on top of the wrist. Drop the knees far away, toes back. Bend your elbows backwards, slowly lie down. Hands beside your thighs. Slightly lift the shoulders away from the ears like just now when you're holding the stretch. Let the chest, chin float away from the ground, looking down to the ground. Take the legs wider if you need to. No compression on the low back. Feel that low locust pose, soften jaws. Feel free to float your arms diagonally, V-shape downwards. Soft jaws. Exhale, lower down, hands beside the ribs. pull back on all fours. Downward facing dog. Each time it gets easier, you press down the first 3 fingers of each hand specially, and then extend the spine along. Knees can always stay bent. Raise the heel slightly, look ahead, right foot step between the hands, back knee down, crescent, stretch the chest out. Lift the back thigh, left foot step forward, fold into your leg, standing forward fold. Then strong legs, roll your pelvis over the legs, back bend or stand tall. Exhale, hands to heart, namaste. Inhale, rise through mountain. Exhale, forward fold. Fingers down, left lunge back, back knee down, stretch the chest. Press hands, step back, downward dog. Push down through the hands, extend the arms straight. Ears are next to your upper arms. Heels raised, that's where you get your shoulders on top or just a little behind the wrist, feeling like the inner thighs hug in. The palms are pushing away the ground. Drop the knees far away, keep that tone in the belly. Lean forward, elbows bend, lower down, toes point. This time, baby cobra. Hands below your shoulders or next to your wrist. Roll shoulder, hug elbows in. There's a stretch out of the chest as there's the firming of the pinky toe and backwards. Breathe, soft jaws. Feel the upper back lifting you slightly. Slowly lower down, you feel the contrast in feeling. Tuck toes, hands press, downward facing dog. Ears next to your upper arms. Take 1 to 2 breaths here, pressing with arms. Soften jaws. Make this pose comfortable for you more and more. Raise the heels, the weight shift forward. Left foot step forward. If you fall short, use your left hand to help you. Okay, then from there, back knee down, stretch out the chest forward. Lift the back thigh, right foot step front, and fold your body towards the leg, standing forward fold. Feet press, inhale, rise through mountain to the sky. Hands to heart, namaste. Take your arms beside the body. Now imagine you have a sit. You come to the front of the hip, okay? The sit is behind. You press your buttocks back. Your knees are already slight bent, then you sit down into that imaginary chair. Hands stable the knees. Your back is nice and long. You can take your hands to stable your thighs. Those who are confident, take your arms up into chair pose. The breath is fluid, the thighs are strong, holding you here. Then from there, hands reach down. You fold forward. Fingers down, right foot step back. Back thigh lifting this time. Stretch out the chest. Breathe. Press down through your hands. Slide your left foot back into plank pose. Feet hip width or shoulder width, whichever is more stable from you. Drive the heels back but stretch the ribs forward. You're holding a little bit longer, just a little bit. Drop knees or stay on toes, chest forward, elbows bend lower down. Baby cobra, as we did just now, stretching through the feet. Stretch out the belly or come a little higher into a higher cobra. The chest feels bright, the collar feels open forward. Breathe. Shift your weight back, hands and knees, then press the thighs and buttocks back. You come into downward dog. That's where you have the option of staying in dog pose or come back onto all fours. Raise the heels, your right leg go to the sky. Feel the leg lift up from the thigh, the toes point back. Soften around the lower back, but feel the buttock muscles lifting the thigh up. Bend the knee, heel to butt. Same thing as for just now, curl the knee towards the chest like your cat pose. And stretch up. Curl the knee to the chest. And stretch up. One more time, curve forward, right foot step between the hands. Left foot can always move out to the left side. Left hand stay, right arm like airplane. Turn the chest and swivel the hip towards the left side. Open across the chest. Then from there, take the hand down, press the palms. I'd like you to drop your back knee, tuck the toes back, and right foot shift back. Press the back foot, squeeze the hip forward, and right arm come up to the sky. into like a side plank where you lift up the sideways, feel it curved away from the ground. Take the top arm, reach across the ear and get a nice good side stretch. Take your hand down, take your knee down, all fours. Downward facing dog, thighs and buttocks back. Stretching out the legs, stretching out the shoulders, and taking a little pit stop in downward facing dog. Raise the heels, left leg up to the sky, second side. Square off the hips, face the thighs, knees, ankles down. Bend the top knee, curl your knee towards the chest, and stretch it back. Curve forward 2. Maybe your shoulders come forward, maybe not. Curl in 3. Lift the back heel, lift the belly, and land the left foot between the hands. If you feel unstable, right foot, always feel free to shift to the right side. Stretch out the chest, high lunge. Press the hand, left arm airplane to the side, and turn the chest, swivel the right hip. Let the pelvis move at a hold, and take your left arm up. Feel free to look to the left side, stay. Then from there, turn your gaze down, left hand down, right knee down, tuck the toes out to the side, left foot step flat, turn, lightly engage the hips, and then from there, left arm to the sky, it can always stay on the hip, or take it across the ear, press the back foot flatter, lift up the hip away from the ground. Then from there, left hand down, left knee down, all fours, downward facing dog. Pedal up your feet up and down. Soft jaws, soft face. Then downward facing dog to stay. See whether you can find back that breath. Inhale and exhale. Then from there, that's where you raise the heels, look ahead, right foot step forward. Left foot step forward. Fold into your thighs, standing forward fold. Maybe by now, some of our legs will be straighter, but that's not a given. Some of us, you will still stay bent. That's where you bring the earth to you. Using blocks, then you can always shift to one side. Then really get the legs straight. Then hands on blocks of ground, bend the knees, stable down the knees. Hands can stay on thighs or reach up the chair. Squeeze the legs straight and slide the palms back to heart center. Doing well? Inhale, reach up through mountain. Bend your knees, fingers beside toes or ankles. Chair pose. Inhale, chair. Fold forward. Fingers down, left lunge, back high lunge. Stretch the chest out. Then from there, press down the hands, right foot step back, plank pose. On knees, on toes, chest forward, elbows bend lower down. Strike your cobra. It's a chest stretch out. It's a belly stretch out from the waist. The legs are active, but just enough for you to extend the hip. Lean the weight back so you're nicely secure on hands and knees. Tuck the toes under. Downward facing dog. Thighs and buttocks back. Breathing here. Raise the heels, right leg up to the sky. This time, go ahead and bend the knee, heel to butt. Your arms are pushing. Heels next to your upper arms. You're slightly opening your hip. Top leg squeeze straight with your toes slightly angled out. Bend the knee again. Those who like to, press the left heel down, getting a little bit left calf stretch. Don't force it. Raise the left heel, then from there, curl the knee forward and land the right foot step between the hands. Then from there, your back foot wedge onto the back, the outer edge of the pinky, right foot step down halfway. You can stay here with right hand on the ground or right palm push. Or from here, you can open up the right arm, or you can even sweep the right foot to match on top of the left foot. Come into side plank with your chest open. Option, take the top arm, reach across the ear, finding that side plank position. Kind of like side plank, so you get quite a bit of that. Come back through plank pose. Then you can stay in plank pose, relax the jaws, feel free to drop your knees and get the shoulders away, breathing here. Then from there, you lift the back thigh plank, coming back through down dog, stay. Raise the heels, left leg up. This time, bend the knees, allow the left thigh, left hip to turn a little bit to the right side. Relax the jaws, relax the right side back. Left leg goes up to the sky, lengthen. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Bend the knee, you turn the hip forward, turn the knee forward, curl in. And then from there, left foot step between the hands. Stretch your chest forward, right hand to stay, right foot wedge. On the outer edge, wedge it. Flex the foot, dorsiflex the foot, toes towards the front shin. Left hand can stay, you step the left foot halfway down. Or from there, you can take the left hand on hip, left arm up to sky, or match the legs. Lift the hip away from the ground, press down through both feet towards the ground behind you. Lift and then look towards the side is good. Then from there, hand down, come forward to plank pose. Stay in plank pose. Can you find back that breath? Knee down is always an option. Slight bend your knees, downward facing dog. Tiptoe knee to ground, toes back. Sit back, elbows in front of the knees. Take a moment, turn your palm facing up. Relax the wrists, relax the jaws. Breathing in and out. In and out. Take a few moments, catch back your breath. Drink water if you need to. Then from there, take the arms, stretch it backwards. Fingers point back of the hands on the ground. Slowly roll up to sit in hero position. So you're sitting on your heels. Take a moment, open your knees a little wider, and just allow your hands to rest on a thigh. Option 1, letting the belly just come down. Option 2, take the hands behind you. Fingers are fine. You can feel free to press down the hands if it's within reach. I can stay here. I lightly squeeze my shoulder blades, letting my chest come to my chin. Or I can add on a little bit back bend here. Press the buttock flesh towards the front of the knee. That's going to give me a little bit more front thigh stretch. Staying here. Or from there, you press down the hand. You lift up the thighs. You press through the arms. You can let the chin stay close to your chest. And just staying for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release the buttocks down. Squeeze the knees closer together. Take your hands forward. Then from there, drop down to your elbows. Interlace your fingers. Elbows below the shoulders. You're now in a more tight position. Elbows below the shoulders, knees below the hips. I'd like you to explore cat-cow. And rounding on your forearms. Stretch the belly and chest out. And tuck tail, hunch back. Inhale. And exhale. You're looking slightly back. The back of the neck is nicely spread. And then the upper back is nice and broadened horizontally. You're looking back, which gives you a basis to engage your core more. Your right leg push through the heel, left leg push through the heel. Come into a forearm plank. Feel free the hips a little higher, that's fine. Otherwise, you want a little bit more core engagement. Get the shoulders on top of the elbows. You're slightly the ribs forward, the buttocks to heels. And soften the fingers. And staying here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop the knees away and then stretch out into Sphinx pose. Feet can be wider than your hips. Take your arms about shoulder width, fingers point forward into your Sphinx pose. Some of us might be feeling a lot of tension in the low back area. Relaxing. Good. Let the pinky toenail slightly catch the ground. The heel will drop out slightly. Looking over right shoulder, right hip towards the heel. Come back to center, looking to the second side. Come back to center, then open the elbows. Take your palms below your chin or forehead. You get a little bit more ease out on the lower back area. Then you take your hands wide, claw them, elbows pointing out. Take your feet stable. Then from there, stretch the chest, chin up. exhale. You feel the back engage to lift you up. Inhale, stretch the chest, chin up. Maybe you come up higher, provided the breath flows. Exhale down, good. Inhale, stretch out. Feel the chest lift. Exhale. Slowly lifting up. Maybe my breath pattern doesn't work for you. Just breathe and slowly down. Then from there, hands beside you. Toes are still pointing back, face towards the right side. Get a long left side neck stretch. You take the moment, feel like you get a little bit freer breath on the right side body. Back to center, turn second side. Back to center, then from there, bring your hands side of the ribs, pull back to force. Downward facing dog is where we meet. Come on, tiptoes, knees to ground. Take your right foot step between your hands. Okay, let me go to the other side. Right foot step between the hands. Back knee down, lift yourself into a short lunge. So get the knee on top of the ankle. The back toes can tuck. Then from there, left arm up to the sky. Once you're balanced, you can always take it a little bit in front of your face if that's more suitable for you. Both arms up can be nice. Okay, then from there, you take it to shoulder height and open the left arm to the back, turning the chest. Both arms back forward. Turn the chest, stable the hips. Come back forward. Left arm reaching back, chest turn. Maybe let your fingers, your eyes track your fingers. Come back forward. And slowly left arm open out. Inhale, come back through center. Then hands towards the ground. Okay, lift the back thigh. Shift the weight to the back foot and squeeze your front leg straight into a modified pyramid pose. Stretch the chest out, hands on fingers or ground. Rebend the front knee, drop the back knee down. Walk your hands back and sit onto your left heel with your fingers down to ground, your right toes pointing up. You can press down the fingers. It's like a hero pose, sitting on your heels with your right leg stretching out forward. Take a few moments. Then from there, rebend the front knee, hand push the ground in front of the foot. Lift the back thigh, you slide back to plank pose. Exhale from there, drop knees or stay on toes. We go through lower down. Cobra, striking your cobra forward. Downward facing dog, your thighs and buttocks up. Breathe, take a little while, open your feet wide. Take a more stable down dog, resting here. So down dog with your feet wide. Maybe allow some of us to get the spine to reach out a little bit longer. Feel free to bend your knees. Feel like a little bit of the thigh is going to sit on the back wall. And then the neck feels free to move. Okay, because you want the neck to be free. Come on, tiptoes, knees to ground. Toes back, parallel your feet, sit back. Hands behind you as per just now. Fingers point outwards slightly or let it point fingers forward. Feel free to stay as you press the arms straight. It's still a little lift of the chest. Buttock slide forward option or thigh lift. Squeeze the arms straight. Feel a little groove between the shoulder blades. Stretching the thigh. And slowly exhale down. Then walk your hands all the way forward. Once again, drop down onto your elbows. Pull the knee just below or behind the hips. Push down the palms, arm variation. 2 straight arms, parallel them. Feel free to stretch your right leg, left leg back, forearm plank. Shoulder on top of the elbow. Push the elbow outwards to broaden across the upper back. Soften the jaws, ribs go forward, buttocks go backwards towards the heels. 3, 2, 1. Drop the knees down, Sphinx pose. Take a moment in Sphinx pose. Lower down the chest, hands beside you. Take your hands beside the ribs and imagine you drag the mat backwards, the feet are stable. Lift out through the chest, the belly, coming to a height that works for you. And then you hug the elbows in and broaden the collarbones. It might feel really lovely for you to really turn your gaze forward. Only if your head naturally goes up, then you look up. Looking down, lean your weight back, downward facing dog. Tiptoe knee down. That's where you bring your left foot step between your hands, left foot. I'll show you the other profile so it's easier for you to follow. Make sure the left foot is stable, a short lunge. Then from there, your right arm go forward and up next to your ears or just in front of your forehead. Right arm go forward. Arm in line with your shoulder, then right arm pull back, open across the chest. You can reach your arms forward. Pull back, reach your arms forward. You can pull back like pulling an arrow as well. Pull forward, pull back or just open. I'm a little bit limited on space, that's why I'm doing like this. Step down through the feet, reach your arms up to the sky. Then from there, take your hands to the ground. Lift up the back thigh, shorten the stance. One small step forward if you like to. Squeeze both legs straight. Feel free to take one hand on the leg, one hand on the water bottle. Don't let your buttock sway left. Clip it to the right side. Squeeze the thigh, stretch out the chest. Find that your breath is clear at the jaw, at the throat. Maybe the sound of the breathing becomes a little bit more prominent to you. Rebend the knee lightly, drop the back knee down, toes turn back, walk your hands back. Feel free to shift the left leg forward and then sit onto the front ankle, hand support or fingers are fine. So I press down my fingers, dig into the heel, toes pull towards the face. Get a little balancing, okay? Yeah, if you like to, you can really put a block below your left butt, but we're not going to stay here for long. Then from there, rebend the front knee, press your hands. This time, just the left knee sweep back. Hands below the shoulders, undulate the spine. And round. Arching. And round. Sit back onto your heels, come to hero pose for a little while. Breathing. Then from there, facing forward, you take the arms backwards with your thumb angled down. Interlace your fingers. Feel a light squeeze of the shoulder blade. So that feels like the chest lifting. There's a little hugging in of the inner thigh to just stable your torso. Then that's where you can just stay here, feet back, or you can fold forward into a child's pose with shoulders stretched. Stay with the feet stretching back. Or option, lift the arms as your shoulder blades, your upper arm squeeze in. Lift the shoulders away from the ear. If the forehead is off the ground, you have a lot more work to do. So you can ease down on the arm so that the breath becomes very comfortable. Those who can get the forehead down, you probably get a little bit more leverage to lift the arms overhead or just into the sky. Then from there, lower the feet on the back. Take your arms all the way up, cross at the thumb. Stretch up, lift, and then come up into high kneeling pose. Press down the shin. Take the hands back. Find the base of your ribs with your heel of the hand just lifting up the base ribs. Then just looking down to the ground below your face. Take a moment. Then from there, imagine you want to sit back to chair pose. Feel the thighs engage. Then from there, you press the thighs hip forward. Use the heel of the hand to slowly stretch out the chest, coming into a supported camel pose. Slowly look forward. Drop the butt halfway down. Feel like you're going down. Your base of your heel of the hand still supporting. You press down the shin. You firm the thighs hip forward. You lift the ribs, you stretch the chest, maybe your hands come down to the buttocks or top of back of the thighs. Hug the forearms, hug the elbows in. Camel pose. Slowly from there, ease the weight back. Sit back your buttocks towards the heels. Take a moment in hero pose. Soften jaws, soften face. Then from there, facing forward, you take the right arm underneath the left. Then give yourself a hug, spreading the back. You can hunch your back deliberately so you feel that nice flexion of the whole spine. Slowly turn your gaze forward, hug the forearms, turn the palm to double wrap into eagle arms. Then you feel a lift of the elbows to the height of your chest. That's where your shoulders is no longer. Your shoulders is getting a nice, good stretch. You can feel free to tip a little bit upwards. And exhale, fold forward, fingers coming to the ground in front. Where your back rounds, your chin can come towards the chest. Slowly sit back, pull the elbows in, undo the arms. Take the other arm, left arm underneath the right, give yourself a wrap. You can use your fingers underneath the armpit and find the ribs to broaden and then let the chin come to the chest. Tendency, once again, you might feel the shoulders bunching up. Once you notice it, there's something you can do. Let it go then. Looking ahead, stack the elbows, forearms to cross, maybe that's one. Wrist to cross, that's two. Then from there, you can always, if you feel a little bit more congested, can always transit up to high kneeling. And then you hunch. And in the inhale, you might tip backwards. It gives a little bit more space. And exhale, you can sit back, press down the shin, let the fingers come forward. Turn your forehead slightly forward, pull the elbows in, release the hands. And then sit over to one side and sweep your legs out forward to the front. Then you take your feet all the way to the front of the mat. And you can, let me give you another profile, another side instead. Okay, so I have more space. Okay, so your feet comfortable distance. You can point out through the toes and imagine a big rock. Okay, you can always bend the knees if you need a little bit more support. So imagine a huge gym ball rock. Okay, rolling into you, rolling into you. Roll, roll, fingers relax, roll, 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 and lying down on your back. Make your hair tie comfortable and bend both knees. Feet on the ground. Take a moment to settle your back. And that's where you give yourself a little chance to, you can either see, you might be able to see your knees. Okay, so you see your knees about hip width, or you feel. Okay, that's the sense, okay, the kinesthetic sense that you get, okay, through your yoga practice. You start to know and learn about your body more and more. So your feet comfortable distance, feet or shoulder width apart. And then you press down the feet, press down the hands. Okay, lift the ribs backwards a little bit so that the back of the head is pressing down. Lift the buttocks as in a hammock. And just find that, okay, in this space, okay, I'm using a little on back my legs. Okay, there's no tension, unnecessary tension on the lower back. Then I can come down. So the first attempt was successful, which makes you more comfortable with the second attempt and maybe to go a little bit more courageous. Okay, which means you can go a little higher, a little bit more into the pose, engaging more of the back chain muscles. So from there, back of the head press down, feet press down, lift the buttocks as in hammock, then pull the buttocks forward towards the back of the knees. You press down the feet, you hug in the inner thighs, you come into bridge pose. Okay, feel free to shift the shoulders a little bit so that it comes underneath. Okay, the arms underneath the shoulders and the feet ground in, the buttocks slide towards the back of the knees, the ribs pull towards the chin and neck. Coming into bridge pose where you feel comfortable to stay for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly from there, drop the buttocks down. Release from arms from underneath. Then from there, you bring the right knee in. Hand hold at the back of the knee. So you put the leg back into the hip socket really nicely. Squeeze the leg straight. Feel free to take your leg closer into your body, getting a low back stretch and the back of the leg stretch as well. The other leg can stay anchored, or you can squeeze it out straight. Okay, pardon I said right leg, but my left leg is in the air. Okay, so yeah. Bend the left knee, right leg bent, and then from there, press the foot down, change leg, hand hold behind the back of the knee, guide the top of the thigh into the hip socket, squeeze the leg straight as best as you can, push the leg into the hand lightly. Then once your breath flows well, you can feel free to walk your hands higher, bring the leg closer towards you. Maybe this side is more resistant. Be patient. Straighten out the bottom leg if you like to. It can be floating in the air as well, okay, if it's more stable for you. Rebend the bottom leg, top foot comes down to ground, and press down the feet, hands beside you. I'd like you to stretch your fingers forward as you look towards the navel. Then that's where if you need to, use your hands to hold the head, elbow pointing forward or a little bit angled out, or just keep the hands beside the body. Then you practice breathing, reducing the tension that you may feel as you stay in this like a kind of a half crunch position. Slowly lower down, keep the neck soft, both arms reach up overhead. Release your arms down. Give yourself more space, okay, especially space at the back of the head. Then that's where we're going to bring the knees in. Hand can hold at the back of the knees. You use your hands to pull the legs inwards towards the chest. Take a few moments. So you're trying to get the buttocks up a little bit more. Those who like to, your legs can go straighter. Your hand hold on the back of the legs, elbow open up, and you get a little back stretch. Don't force. Whichever stage you are. And slowly rebend the knee. You can gently rock front and back. Rocking front. And slowly coming down. Hands, open your knees out to shoulder width apart and then turn the soles of the feet up. Use your hands, you can hold on to the outer ankle from pinky toe side and allow your lower back to gradually stretch down to the buttocks. You come into happy baby pose with the soles of the feet pointing upwards. You can press down the right thigh and the left thigh alternately. And then you come to full happy baby pose. Sole of the foot turn up, shoulder relax. Okay, back of the neck soft against the ground. Close the feet in together like a bound angle. Hold on to the outer ankle and lift the shoulders and chest. Relax the head down, squeeze the knees to touch, and drop the feet down. Open your feet wide, knees not in. Constructive rest pose. Palms turn up. You start by softening the upper body, the fingers stretching out, the shoulders relax. Then you can close your eyes and take the time to find back a nice, soft breath. Inhale and exhale. Allow any remnants of tension. It might be non-deliberate, okay, but sometimes it becomes subconscious that we tense up. So now maybe if you find it in your awareness, let it go. As you get more and more comfortable, you can feel free to stay like this as you rest for the next 3 to 4 minutes. Or you can take one leg out, followed by the other leg, and give yourself full rest in Shavasana. If you feel any adjustment required for you, you can always let the pelvis be relaxed and lift the ribs a little bit away from the pelvis to create more space and curve for the lower back. Soften fingers, close your eyes, allow yourself to settle in. So I'll leave you here for the rest of your Shavasana. So when you're done, you can always roll to one side and pick yourself up to sitting and ending your session with gratitude in your heart. Otherwise, I'll sign off here. Namaste. Thank you very much.